Argentina's euphoric World Cup celebrations descended into chaos yesterday as violence broke out on the streets of Buenos Aires between fans and riot police after their star players were forced to evacuate to safety by helicopter. Officers armed with shields and batons were pelted with missiles at the Obelisco monument in the country's capital hours after fans tried to jump into the bus during the victory parade to meet Lionel Messi and his teammates. The World Cup heroes were met with a heaving crowd of an estimated 5 million fans who blocked their path to the Obelisco, then had to abandon the route and escape in helicopters. At one moment when the bus passed under a bridge, one fan jumped down into the bus and another fell down into the throngs gathered on the streets below. Another fan also died in hospital on Monday after falling through a roof while celebrating the famous victory. There are also fears over a 5-year-old boy that is in a coma after sustaining a serious head injury following an incident in Plaza San Martin when a piece of marble fell from a monument during the celebrations. In unsavory scenes, supporters burned plaques of France star Kylian Mbappé and hoisted body bags above the crowd with his face on as delirious fans celebrated their country's third World Cup victory, the first since 1986. Presidential spokeswoman Gabriela Cerruti wrote on Twitter, "The world champions are flying over the entire route in helicopters because it became impossible to continue on land due to the explosion of joy." After flying over key points of Buenos Aires where fans had gathered, the helicopters returned to the headquarters of the Argentine Football Association outside the capital. Some fans continued celebrating in the streets, while others headed out of Buenos Aires with long faces, complaining they were unable to pay their respects to the team that brought home the country's first World Cup trophy since 1986. One woman even stripped completely naked in the streets of the capital as wild fervor gripped the nation. "We're angry because the government didn't organize this properly so we could all celebrate," said Diego Benavides, 25, who had been waiting since early morning to see the team. "They stole the World Cup from us." Football Association head Claudio Tapia blamed law enforcement for the change-up of plans. "The same security organisms that were escorting us are not allowing us to move forward," Tapia wrote on social media. "I apologize in the name of all the champion players." By around midday millions had already congregated in downtown Buenos Aires, with major roads shut down for the parade. People held up banners of Messi and late icon Diego Maradona, played instruments or climbed lamp posts or bus stops. Toward nightfall, when most of the fans had already poured out of downtown Buenos Aires, there were isolated clashes between a few stragglers and law enforcement. At least 8 people were injured, according to local media reports. The incidents began when firefighters went to the Obelisco to evict people who had broken their way inside the monument. "This is madness, it's indescribable," said Brian Andreassi, 23, as he walked downtown wearing the team's jersey. "There are no words." Celebrating fans took over highways, avenues and the access routes into the capital as temperatures climbed to 86 degrees. The World Cup and the success of the Messi-led squad brought much-needed good news for a country stuck for years in economic doldrums and suffering one of the world's highest inflation rates, with nearly 4 in 10 people living in poverty. "There's an immense union among all Argentines, unity, happiness. It's as if you can breathe another air, there's another energy in the air," said Victoria Roldan. "My body and heart are about to burst." Carrying a World Cup replica, the 32-year-old and her 36-year-old sister, Mariana, were eager to catch a glimpse of the team and in particular its captain, Messi. "We're dying to see him," Roldan said. "Seeing him with that immense smile, with those bright eyes filled with hope, it really fills our heart with joy and happiness. I think that Leo has deserved it for years, and this was his moment." The players were all smiles as they watched the multitudes hustling to get as close as possible to the bus. An estimated 4 million people were in the streets by Tuesday afternoon, according to local media citing police sources. "I celebrate the way the people took to the streets to honor our squad," President Alberto Fernandez wrote on social media after the parade was cut short. Thousands had set up camp since early Tuesday morning at the obelisk. The Argentine president declared a national holiday Tuesday so the country could celebrate the World Cup victory. The song, Muchachos, which was written by a fan and became a popular unofficial anthem for the Argentine team at the World Cup, filled the streets as fans joined in singing it over and over again. Some fans also paid tribute to Argentine soccer legend Diego Maradona, the captain of the 1986 squad that won the World Cup and who died 2 years ago, with flags bearing his name and face. "This is for Diego, who's seeing it from heaven," fans chanted. "This is a party. The last time Argentina was a champion I was 3 years old, I don't remember anything," said Yael Torchinsky, 39. "I want to live this intensely because the Argentine people need this happiness." By mid-afternoon, fans started filling up Plaza de Mayo in front of Government House, amid rumors the players might go there for a reprise of the festivities for Argentina's 1986 World Cup victory that were held there. Fernandez's administration had offered the palatial mansion, popularly known as the Casa Rosada, or Pink House, according to Security Minister Aníbal Fernandez. The raucous welcome for the team began before dawn as thousands of fans lined up upon their return from Qatar. The players were beaming as they descended from their plane in Ezeiza, outside Argentina's capital, shortly before 3 a.m. onto a red carpet. Messi was the first one out, carrying the World Cup trophy, flanked by coach Lionel Scaloni, who put his arm around the captain as they walked past a sign that read, "Thank you, champions." The team was welcomed by rock band La Mosca singing, "Muchachos," and several players, including Messi, could be seen singing the words as they boarded the bus taking them to the Argentine Football Association headquarters. It took the bus an hour to travel the 6.8 miles from the airport to AFA headquarters, where the players were welcomed with fireworks, and then spent the night. In the morning, Messi posted a photo on social media showing him hugging the World Cup trophy next to him while he slept.